Are you looking for an effective way to train your dog, puppy, or cat? Then today's video is for you. Today we're talking about positive reinforcement and how it is applied to animal training. First, let's define what positive reinforcement is. Positive reinforcement is when we add something, like a treat, to increase the likelihood that the behavior will happen again. For example, if your dog looks at you and you give them a piece of hot dog, provided they like hot dog, and then we see that this causes them to make eye contact again, we have likely positively reinforced the eye contact behavior. An important point to remember is that it is up to the learner to determine what is reinforcing. For example, if I ask you to do a job that will take a week and offer you a pen to do it, you might not find that consequence reinforcing enough. However, if I offer $10,000, you might decide that that reinforcer is worth it. The difference between positive reinforcement and aversives or punishment is that, as I mentioned, positive reinforcement adds something to attempt to create a positive consequence that will increase the fluency of the behavior. Whereas aversives add something, a stern warning, something unpleasant like a tug on the neck, that attempt to decrease or stop behavior. However, aversives also come with the potential for dangerous side effects, including apathy, aggression, escape avoidance, and generalized fear. Let's give an example. Let's say I had two chairs, one green and one blue, and I'd like you to sit in the green one. If I gave you $100 every time you sat in the green chair, I would be attempting to positively reinforce that behavior so that you would repeat it. The opposite scenario would be if you got a pinch every time you sat in the blue chair. You'd avoid the blue one and might sit in the green one, but would possibly feel down, maybe angry about the pinch, maybe you'd want to run from the blue chair, and you might even feel afraid in the room. With your dog, you can use positive reinforcement to teach things like a hand target. That is, every time I cue the behavior, presentation of my hand, and the dog touches it with his nose, I reinforce that behavior with a treat that he likes, thus working to ensure that this behavior will happen again. If you present your hand and your dog doesn't touch it, because that was the cue, the next step is to go back and figure out a way to make the right behavior easier. In this instance, I'd also find something else that your dog can easily do, like give eye contact, not bark, offer a down, so that I can reinforce that behavior, thus keeping the rate of reinforcement high and avoiding frustration. To wrap up, positive reinforcement helps to build a quality, trusting relationship with your pet and helps to teach them behaviors that you'd like to see more of. If you're having trouble training your dog, I'll leave my virtual consult link below. See you next time.